There comes a time in every person's life when they begin to confuse love with lust. It happens quietly when attraction feels like affection, when desire feels like devotion. And yet, deep down, there's always a whisper, a subtle knowing that what we call love often isn't love at all. It's a longing to possess, to claim, to feel complete through someone else. It's the endless chase for satisfaction, the restless mind saying, "I'll be happy when I have this, when I hold them, when I am wanted." But Krishna, the divine teacher of the heart, saw through this illusion long before humans gave it a name. He understood the thin line that separates attachment from affection, lust from love, desire from devotion. And through his life and words, he revealed one of the most liberating truths. What you seek in others out of desire, you already hold within you as love. From the moment we are born, we are surrounded by longing the world teaches us to want. We want success, we want attention, we want relationships that make us feel special. Desire becomes the rhythm of our lives, and soon it starts controlling us. Krishna explained that lust is not merely physical craving. It is the restless hunger of the mind that always wants something more. It can appear as greed, jealousy, obsession, or even fear of loss. It is the thought that says, "If I don't get what I want, I cannot be happy." In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes lust as one of the 3 gateways to suffering, alongside anger and greed. He calls it a fire that can never be satisfied, no matter how much it consumes. As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, so is wisdom covered by desire. When we live through lust, through the endless wanting of things and people, our inner wisdom becomes clouded. We lose the clarity to see what love truly is. To understand Krishna's teaching, imagine standing before a still pond. When the water is calm, you can see your reflection clearly. But when the water ripples, your face becomes distorted. The reflection dances, twists, and fades. That's what lust does to love. Love is calm, patient, giving. It flows from a place of wholeness. Lust is noisy, impatient, and hungry. It flows from emptiness. When the water of your mind is disturbed by desire, you no longer see love. Clearly, you see only the reflection of your wants. And the more you chase that reflection, the more it fades away. Krishna reminds us that true love does not demand, it radiates. It doesn't say, "I want you, but I wish for your joy, even if I am not a part of it." That is divine love, unconditional, free, and limitless. But this level of love cannot exist when the heart is chained by lust. Krishna explained that lust is born the very moment the mind forgets who it truly is. When a person identifies only with their body, ego, and desires, they begin to believe that fulfillment can only come from the outside. And once that illusion begins, the mind becomes restless. It constantly looks outward for something or someone to fill the void. But Krishna teaches that the mind will never be satisfied by what is temporary. People, experiences, pleasures, they all change, they all fade. The satisfaction that lust gives is always followed by emptiness. It is the thirst of someone drinking salt water. The more they drink, the more they crave. Krishna says, the senses are powerful and restless, but when they are directed inward, when the mind learns to rest in itself, peace arises naturally. In other words, the cure for lust is not suppression, but transformation. The goal is not to destroy desire, but to elevate it. Many people think the spiritual path asks them to kill their desires, but Krishna never taught suppression. He taught transformation. When a person tries to destroy desire through willpower, it only hides in the shadows of the mind, waiting to rise again. But when desire is offered to something higher, when it becomes devotion, purpose, or love, it transforms. The same fire that once burned as lust can shine as light. When the heart desires the divine, when it longs to give rather than take, when it finds joy in another's joy, it becomes pure. That is why Krishna says, let your actions and desires flow toward love, not attachment. To love someone truly, you must allow them to be free. To love the world truly, you must stop trying to possess it. And to love yourself truly, you must stop defining your worth through what you gain or lose. This is how the transformation begins, the shift from desire to devotion, from lust to love. Krishna often described love not as emotion, but as energy. It is the force that moves the universe, the same energy that creates, sustains, and heals. But when this energy is misdirected, when it turns inward into selfish craving, it becomes lust. And when it is shared, expanded, and given freely, it becomes love. So how do you redirect it? Krishna offers a simple path: awareness. When you feel desire rising, pause and look deeper. Ask yourself, what am I truly seeking? You may find that behind the desire lies something much purer, the need to be seen, to be loved, to feel whole. And Krishna reminds you, you are already complete. Your heart is already full of love. You simply forgot how to feel it without conditions. Take a deep breath and reflect. How often have you mistaken attachment for affection? How many times have you clung to someone or something, believing that without it, you would lose yourself? And how many times did that very attachment bring you suffering? Krishna whispers gently, when you learn to let go of what you crave, love begins to flow toward you. Because true love does not require control. It simply exists, free and eternal, like the sun that shines on everyone without choosing. Lust lives in darkness in the shadow of unawareness. It survives because the mind moves automatically, never stopping to see what it is truly doing. The first step toward freedom, Krishna teaches, is to see. Awareness, he says, is the light that dissolves ignorance. When the light of understanding shines, the shadows of craving fade. When you become aware of your impulses, when you notice a desire before it takes hold, you are no longer its prisoner. You begin to stand outside the storm rather than be swept away by it. Krishna's wisdom begins with observation. He tells Arjuna on the battlefield that before any outer victory can happen, one must conquer the inner battlefield of thoughts and emotions. Every person fights this same war daily, the battle between wisdom and impulse, between love and craving. To win, you must not attack the mind, but watch it. Sit quietly for a few moments. When desire appears, the longing for someone, the pull of pleasure, the craving for validation, simply observe it. See how it rises, peaks, and slowly fades. In that very watching, the desire loses its power. For what you observe consciously, you no longer obey blindly. Krishna explains that when a person learns to observe rather than react, they begin to experience the mind as a tool, not a master. And from that space of awareness, the heart begins to open not with lustful hunger, but with compassion. Lust thrives on possession. It whispers, "This is mine." Love, however, whispers, "This is beautiful, let it be free." When you want to own, you close your hand. When you want to love, you open it. Krishna reminds us that nothing in this world truly belongs to anyone. Everything you see, your body, your relationships, even your thoughts, are temporary guests in the home of existence. When you try to possess what is transient, suffering begins. When you appreciate it without clinging, peace arises. So the question is not how to stop desiring, but how to desire without ownership. You can love someone deeply and still allow them to walk their own path. You can admire beauty without the need to claim it. You can experience joy without turning it into attachment. That is freedom, the highest form of love. Krishna never told us to suppress energy. He taught us to redirect it. Desire is energy, vibrant, powerful, creative. If you push it down, it becomes frustration. If you let it rule you, it becomes chaos. But if you channel it upward, it becomes devotion. That is why Krishna's life itself was a dance full of music, beauty, and joy, yet untouched by attachment. He embraced the world completely, but was never bound by it. How can you practice this? Whenever a strong desire arises, pause and redirect the energy towards something uplifting. For example, turn attraction into appreciation. See the divine spark in the person rather than their form. Turn craving into creativity, use that fire to build, write, or serve. Turn longing into devotion, offer your emotions to something higher than yourself. This is the art of transformation, not fighting the current, but changing its direction. Krishna teaches that lust grows where there is forgetfulness of the self. When a person forgets that they are a soul eternal, complete, divine, they begin to believe they are incomplete, and from that illusion, desire is born. Lust says, "I need something outside to feel whole." Love says, "I am already whole and I want to share it." Every time you remember your true nature, calm, luminous, content, a layer of craving melts away. The more you connect with that inner stillness, the less the outer world can disturb you. That's why Krishna calls remembrance, smriti, in ancient terms, the anchor of peace. To remember who you are is to awaken from the dream of endless wanting. Krishna's path is not about running away from the world, but living within it without being trapped by it. This is the practice of non-attachment, the secret to transforming lust into love. Non-attachment doesn't mean indifference, it means involvement without bondage. It is the ability to hold the world in your hands, but not in your heart. When you eat, eat fully. When you love, love deeply. When you let go completely. In every action, do your best and then release the outcome. This is how the heart remains pure while living in a world full of desires. As awareness deepens, the energy of desire begins to change shape. You start to see beauty in everything, not just what you want to own. You begin to feel compassion instead of craving. Krishna explains that when love expands, lust dissolves automatically. The fire that once consumed now warms. The longing that once hurt now heals. Real love is vast. It cannot be contained in a single form or person. It sees the divine in everyone and everything. When you start seeing through those eyes, you realize that the entire universe is a reflection of the same sacred love. At that moment, lust loses meaning because the heart no longer seeks to take, it only wishes to give. The path of love is not a sudden transformation, it's a slow, gentle refinement of the heart. Krishna teaches that every soul must walk through the fire of awareness, discipline, and surrender before it can rise above desire. He reminds us that love is not an emotion to be achieved, but a state to be uncovered. When the heart is purified of craving, love shines naturally like sunlight emerging when the clouds drift away. Krishna says, "The heart is like a garden. If you do not tend to it daily, weeds will grow, the weeds of greed, jealousy, and lust. These weeds choke the roots of peace, leaving the soil of the heart dry and restless. But when you nurture it with awareness, patience, and faith, beautiful flowers of love and wisdom begin to bloom. Every thought you entertain, every feeling you feed, is a seed in that garden. If you plant seeds of craving, you will harvest anxiety. If you plant seeds of selflessness, you will harvest serenity. So each morning when you awaken, ask yourself, what will I plant in my heart today?" Krishna reminds us that we cannot expect the heart to stay pure if we constantly feed it with desire. What you think, what you watch, what you pursue, all these shape your inner state. If you wish to rise above lust, you must be conscious of what you allow to enter your mind. Many people fear discipline. They think it restricts their freedom. But Krishna reveals that true discipline is the foundation of real freedom. When you control your desires, they no longer control you. When you direct your energy wisely, it becomes a force of creation, not destruction. The mind, Krishna says, is both your best friend and your worst enemy. If trained, it lifts you up to peace and divine joy. If untrained, it drags you into confusion and craving. This is why Krishna urges every seeker to cultivate self-control not as punishment, but as protection. Control your senses gently. Feed your mind with noble thoughts. Spend time in silence. Avoid overindulgence in anything food, pleasure, or attention. When you master your habits, you begin to taste true freedom. The freedom to live without being ruled by your impulses. Krishna teaches that purity of heart is not about rejection, but reflection. It means keeping your inner mirror clean enough to reflect truth clearly. Every emotion, every desire, every attachment leaves a mark on this mirror. When you dwell too long in lustful thoughts or selfish motives, the reflection becomes clouded. To keep it clean, Krishna suggests a simple daily practice. Before sleeping, sit quietly and review your day. See where your thoughts wandered, where desire pulled you. Don't judge, just notice. And then, in your heart, offer every experience to the divine. Say silently, "I give this to you." Purify it. Let me learn, let me grow. This act of inner cleansing renews the heart each day. Soon, you begin to notice that temptations lose their grip not because you force them away, but because your heart now vibrates at a higher level of purity. Purity is not a rule, it is a state of being aligned with truth. When your heart is pure, you begin to feel joy without reason, peace without condition, and love without fear. When you live without purpose, your energy has no direction. It scatters into desires, distractions, and cravings. But when your life is guided by purpose, that same energy becomes sacred. Krishna teaches that purpose is the anchor of purity. When you know why you are here, to serve, to grow, to love, the pull of lust weakens naturally. Every time Arjuna lost focus in battle, Krishna reminded him of his higher duty. He told him, "Remember your purpose. It will protect you from confusion, so find your purpose." It doesn't have to be grand. It could be to serve your family with love, to create beauty, to heal others, or to walk the path of truth. Whatever your purpose, let it be sacred. When you wake each day with a higher aim, you stop chasing fleeting pleasures. You realize your joy comes from within, from fulfilling your soul's calling, not your mind's cravings. Krishna never denied the beauty of the physical world. He never told anyone to hate their body or suppress their emotions. Instead, he taught the art of balance, living in harmony with both body and spirit. Your body is not the enemy of your soul. It is the temple through which the divine expresses itself. But when the body rules over the spirit, confusion begins. When the spirit guides the body, peace prevails. So take care of your body, nourish it, move it, honor it. But do not let it define you. You are not the body, you are the light that animates it. When you see through this truth, you enjoy life's pleasures without attachment. You love deeply but remain free. You experience the world but are not enslaved by it. This is the state of harmony Krishna calls the yoga of balance, where love blossoms and desire fades away. Krishna's wisdom is not meant for monks or mystics alone. It is for every person living a human life filled with temptation, duty, and emotion. He asks us not to reject the world but to walk through it with awareness. Here's how you can begin to live his teachings daily. Observe your desires without judgment. When you see lust arise, don't fight it, understand it. Awareness weakens its control. Redirect the energy of craving into creation. When you feel strong emotions, use them to serve, to express, to build something meaningful. Remember your higher purpose each day. Ask, will this action uplift me or bind me? Choose accordingly. Detach with compassion. Love without ownership. Care without control. Give without expecting. Cleanse your heart daily. Spend a few minutes in silence, offering all thoughts and emotions to the divine. Balance the outer and inner life. Enjoy the world, but remember it is only temporary. Let your peace come from within. Love, in its truest form, is not a trade between two beings. It is a flow between souls and the divine. But when love becomes mixed with attachment, ownership, or lust, it turns into bondage. Krishna explains that most people confuse love with desire. Desire says, "I want you because you make me feel good." Love says, "I want your happiness, even if it's not with me." Desire takes, love gives. Desire burns, love heals. Desire seeks to possess, love seeks to free. When you begin to see this difference clearly, the heart starts to open to something far more sacred than emotional dependence. It begins to taste the divine fragrance of true love. Krishna tells us that desire is like a mirage in the desert. From afar, it looks like water, something to satisfy your thirst. But when you run toward it, you realize there was nothing there. Every time you fulfill one desire, another arises. This endless chase keeps the mind restless, believing happiness lies just one step ahead in the next possession, the next pleasure, the next person. But Krishna says, the mind that is attached to pleasure can never find peace, and without peace there is no joy. So, he invites us to pause, to stop running toward illusions, to look within, where the real fountain of fulfillment flows endlessly. The moment you stop chasing, you start seeing that happiness was never in the object of your desire, but in the awareness behind it. Many people hold on to relationships, emotions, or ideas thinking they are acts of love. But Krishna gently reveals, most of it is attachment wearing the mask of affection. Attachment says, "I cannot live without you." Love says, "I wish for your freedom." Attachment fears change. Love flows with it. Attachment demands. Love understands. When you love someone truly, you do not cling, you trust. You allow them to be who they are, not who you want them to be. That is why Krishna's love for every soul is so complete. It is utterly free of conditions. He never forces, he only invites. He never binds, he awakens. Now, Krishna does not tell us to withdraw from the world or to suppress emotion. He teaches the art of sacred detachment, to be fully present, fully loving, yet inwardly free. This means you give your best to every relationship, every duty, every connection, but you do not let your peace depend on their outcome. Just as a lotus grows in the water yet remains untouched by it, live in the world but stay untouched by its clinging nature. When you practice this, your love deepens not because you depend on someone, but because you see the divine in them. Every act of kindness, every gentle word, every smile becomes worship. You no longer love for yourself, you love through yourself. You become a channel through which divine love flows into the world. Human desire says, I want. Divine love says, I am. Human desire looks outward. Divine love arises from within. Desire depends on another person, a situation, or an object. Divine love depends on awareness, gratitude, and truth. Krishna explains that the reason most people suffer in love is because they seek completion outside themselves. But you are already whole. Love is not something you find, it's something you uncover. When you realize that love is your very nature, you stop begging for it. You start sharing it freely, fearlessly, and endlessly. That is why Krishna's love for every being is infinite, because it doesn't arise from need, it arises from fullness. When you let go of lust, you don't lose energy, you liberate it. That same force which once pulled you outward in craving now becomes a flame of inner clarity. Krishna says that energy itself is not evil. It is divine, but it must be directed with awareness. When your thoughts are consumed by lust, energy drains. When your thoughts are inspired by love, energy rises. It's like fire, uncontrolled, it destroys. Directed, it gives light and warmth. So, when you feel passion arise, don't suppress it, transform it. Channel it into creativity, devotion, or service. Let your emotion become expression, your desire become dedication. This transformation is not denial, it's elevation. It is how Krishna turns human emotion into divine devotion. Krishna reveals that true love begins not with another, but within. When you are at peace with yourself, your past, your flaws, your essence, you no longer seek completion outside. You find joy in simply being. This is the moment of inner union when your mind, heart, and soul align. It's not a dramatic moment, it's a quiet homecoming. You realize that you were never lacking anything. All along, it was your disconnection from your inner self that made you crave love from others. But now, love is not something you receive, it is something you radiate, and whoever comes near you feels peace, not attachment, because your presence itself has become love. Krishna teaches that in stillness, desire dissolves. The restless mind keeps searching for stimulation, new pleasures, new distractions, new attachments. But when the mind is quiet, it realizes it already possesses everything it seeks. So, each day, sit in silence for a few minutes, listen to your breath. Watch your thoughts pass like clouds. Do not chase them, just let them drift. Soon you will notice that peace is not something you create. It's what remains when you stop running. That stillness is Krishna's love, steady, boundless, eternal. Krishna whispers to every seeker, you were not born to chase love, you were born to be love. When you let go of lust, you are not giving up joy, you are uncovering it. When you stop clinging to people or desires, you don't lose love, you find its purest form. And when you learn to love without possession, you begin to see the divine in everything, in a smile, in the wind, in silence itself. This is the state of liberation. This is the essence of love that neither fades nor binds. When the heart is clouded by desire, it seeks to possess. When it is illuminated by awareness, it seeks to serve. And that transformation from possession to service is the essence of Krishna's teaching on divine love. Desire is not your enemy, ignorance of its nature is. Lust is simply love that has lost its direction. But when it is purified by understanding, it becomes devotion. Krishna teaches that every emotion can become sacred when it is offered back to the divine. Your longing, your passion, your yearning all can become a bridge between the human and the eternal if you bring awareness to them. Think of devotion as the alchemy of the soul. It turns the base metal of lust into the gold of love. How? Through awareness, surrender, and purpose. When you look at something or someone with desire, ask yourself, do I want to take from this or do I want to give? That one question changes everything. If you seek to take, the energy of lust pulls you downward. It drains your peace and keeps you restless. But if you seek to give, to serve, to uplift, to share beauty, that same energy becomes devotion. It begins to rise. It fills you with strength and serenity instead of agitation. Krishna says that devotion is not about rejecting the world. It's about seeing the divine shining through it. You can love, but love consciously. You can connect, but connect from your wholeness, not your need. That is how the ordinary becomes sacred and passion becomes prayer. Every desire you feel, whether for pleasure, achievement, or companionship, is ultimately a distorted reflection of your soul's deepest longing, union with the divine. You seek joy because your true nature is joy. You seek beauty because your essence is beauty. You seek love because you are love. But the mind forgets this and begins to chase shadows. It believes joy lies in the world rather than in the awareness behind it. Krishna's wisdom gently redirects this energy inward. He says, when your desires turn toward the divine, they no longer bind you, they liberate you. Instead of craving worldly pleasure, crave truth. Instead of seeking someone to complete you, seek the self that is already whole. Instead of chasing external love, discover the infinite love that flows from within. When your deepest desire is for the divine, every other desire begins to fade naturally, not by suppression, but by transcendence. Krishna often describes the human mind as a field of energy constantly moving, constantly seeking expression. This energy can take many forms: lust, anger, compassion, creativity, devotion. When directed outward through ignorance, it becomes bondage. When turned inward with wisdom, it becomes liberation. Imagine a flame. If you place your hand too close, it burns. But if you use it wisely, it can cook your food, light your home, and keep you warm. The fire of desire is the same. It's not evil, it's raw power. And Krishna teaches that through self-awareness, this power can be transformed into something holy. The practice of meditation, selfless service, and mindful love acts as purification. The more you live with awareness, the less lust can control you. You stop reacting impulsively and start responding consciously. And slowly, the fire that once consumed you begins to illuminate you. Many people fear love because they fear losing control. They think love makes them vulnerable, that it opens them to pain or disappointment. But Krishna teaches the opposite. Real love is fearlessness. When you love with awareness, you are no longer afraid of loss because you understand that love cannot truly be lost. People may come and go, but love itself, the pure vibration that flows from your heart, remains eternal. Lust clings, love releases. Lust says, I need you. Love says, I bless you. Krishna's message is that true love is not weakness, it is strength. It gives without expecting, it endures without condition. It shines even when the world turns dark. This love is not an emotion, it's an energy. It's the same force that moves the stars, blooms the flowers, and beats within your own heart. When you connect with it, you become unstoppable, not in power, but in peace. Krishna does not ask us to retreat from life to practice love. He asks us to bring love into everything we do. When you speak, let your words come from compassion. When you work, do it with sincerity, not greed. When you help someone, see the divine in them. Every act, when done with the right intention, becomes sacred. Every moment becomes worship. When you see the world as a reflection of the divine, you no longer seek to control it, you seek to serve it. That is the highest expression of love. Many misunderstand surrender. They think it means weakness or defeat, but Krishna reveals that true surrender is freedom. When you surrender your ego, your attachment, your need to control, you don't lose power, you gain clarity. Surrender means trusting that life is unfolding exactly as it should. It means acting with faith, not fear. It means doing your best and leaving the rest to the divine. Once you learn this art, your heart becomes weightless. No longer burdened by expectation or anxiety, you begin to flow with the rhythm of existence. And in that flow, you find the peace you've always been searching for. When desire fades and devotion awakens, something miraculous happens. The world begins to glow differently. The same people you once judged, you now understand. The same challenges you once resisted, you now embrace. The same heart that once sought to take now seeks to give. This is the state Krishna calls divine love, where every thought, every breath, every heartbeat becomes an offering. Love no longer depends on what happens around you. It arises from who you have become within you. That is the moment you realize you were never chasing love. You were love, seeking yourself all along. Krishna's final message on lust and love is simple yet profound. Transform your longing into learning, your craving into compassion, and your desire into devotion. Do not fight against your nature, refine it. Do not run from passion, purify it. Do not seek to escape the world, see the divine shining through it. When you live in this understanding, you will never again be bound by desire. You will move through the world freely, lovingly, peacefully, a living reflection of divine consciousness. And that, Krishna says, is the highest form of love. To be in the world yet not of it. To give without needing to receive. To live without fear and to love without condition. When the listener has understood the depth of Krishna's wisdom that lust binds and love liberates, the next question naturally arises: how do I live this teaching in my everyday life? Krishna's answer is simple, yet timeless. It is not about withdrawing from the world, it's about awakening within it. Every emotion, every desire, every relationship becomes sacred the moment you bring awareness into it. The divine is not found by running away from life, but by seeing the divine in life in every smile, every challenge, every connection. The first step in transforming lust into love is awareness. You cannot change what you do not see. Most people act from instinct. They react to impulses without ever observing them. But Krishna says, the one who watches their mind without judgment becomes master of it. When desire arises, do not suppress it or shame it. Simply observe it like a cloud passing through the sky of your awareness. Ask yourself, what am I truly seeking in this moment? You will often find that behind every desire is a deeper longing for connection, joy, safety, or peace. When you become aware of this, you stop being a slave to the surface emotion. Awareness transforms reaction into reflection, and reflection into freedom. Krishna teaches that the mind is both your greatest ally and your greatest enemy. When uncontrolled, it drags you toward distraction. When disciplined, it becomes the doorway to peace. So how do you discipline the mind? Through practice, gentle, consistent, and sincere. Every morning, before the noise of the world begins, sit quietly for a few minutes. Focus on your breath. Let your thoughts come and go, but keep your attention steady. If the mind wanders to a desire or a memory, gently bring it back, not with force, but with love. Krishna says, the mind is restless, but it can be trained through practice and detachment. This daily practice becomes your anchor. The stronger your awareness, the weaker your attachment. The calmer your mind, the clearer your vision. Lust is energy without direction. If you try to suppress it, it explodes. If you indulge it, it consumes you. But if you redirect it, it transforms you. Every time you feel the pull of desire, take a pause and channel that energy into something meaningful. Create, serve, meditate, move your body, or pray. Krishna's wisdom teaches that energy itself is divine. It is the same life force that drives passion, creativity, and devotion. The key is not to destroy it, but to refine it. When you redirect your energy toward growth, love, and service, you begin to experience a profound peace that no pleasure can match. You realize that fulfillment doesn't come from stimulation. It comes from alignment. One of Krishna's most beautiful teachings is that every relationship can be a mirror of your spiritual growth. When you are driven by desire, relationships become transactional based on what you can get. But when you are guided by love, relationships become transformational based on what you can give. Instead of seeking others to complete you, share your completeness with them. Instead of clinging, connect. Instead of demanding, understand. Krishna's way is not to reject relationships, but to purify them. He says, when love is rooted in awareness, it uplifts both souls. When it is rooted in need, it becomes bondage. So, make your relationship sacred. Let your words heal, not hurt. Let your presence bring peace, not pressure. Let your love remind others of their own divinity. That is how the energy of desire transforms into devotion, not in isolation, but in connection. Krishna's entire teaching in the Bhagavad Gita revolves around one principal: focus on your purpose, not the reward. When you are guided by purpose, lust loses its grip. When you act for the sake of truth, not pleasure, your energy aligns with something much higher. Ask yourself daily, what am I here to serve? Am I acting from fear or from love? Is this desire helping me grow or keeping me bound? These questions bring clarity, and clarity is freedom. When you live with purpose, you stop chasing pleasure and start creating meaning, and that meaning becomes your true fulfillment. Krishna reminds us that gratitude dissolves craving. The more thankful you are for what you have, the less power desire has over you. Each night before you sleep, reflect on what you're grateful for: your breath, your body, your loved ones, your growth. Gratitude turns the mind from lack to abundance. It shifts your focus from what I don't have to how blessed I already am. And in that shift, lust loses its shadow and love begins to shine again. When the storm of desire settles, what remains is silence. And that silence is not empty, it is full of divine presence. Krishna says that peace is not found by running from life, but by being so deeply rooted in awareness that no wave can shake you. When you reach this state, even the smallest act, a smile, a word, a touch, carries the fragrance of divinity. You love without needing. You live without fear. You move through the world like a calm river, steady, clear, and alive. This is the true freedom Krishna wants for every soul: to be untouched by lust, unshaken by loss, and unafraid of love. When the seeker finally understands, love no longer means attachment, it means awareness. You realize that every being you ever loved was a reflection of the same divine presence that lives within you. There is no you and them. There is only love, infinite, unbroken, eternal. And when you live in this realization, you have already entered the highest state of being, the union between the human and the divine. Krishna's whisper echoes across time. You are not here to learn how to love another. You are here to remember that you are love itself. When you embody this truth, the battle between lust and love ends forever. There is only stillness. There is only peace. There is only Krishna within you, as you. So, my dear seeker, remember these truths. Lust binds the soul to craving. Love frees it into compassion. Desire begins in the body, but love blossoms in awareness. Lust fades with time. Love grows with wisdom. Lust asks, what can I get? Love asks, what can I give? When your life becomes an offering instead of an acquisition, your heart becomes a temple. And there, in that still temple of your own being, you will meet Krishna not as a distant God, but as your own eternal consciousness. That is where the journey ends, not in renunciation but in realization, not in suppression but in surrender, not in chasing love but in becoming love.